Uganda. I would like to thank the hosts of this platform for hosting this meeting and organizing it. I was asked to explain how you can set a balance between leadership, religion, and culture. And for me, my submission is one, first of all, needs to do a self-evaluation as a person. When you evaluate yourself, you try to ask. Hello?
Can you hear us? I'm going to
I can hear you.
I'm going to ask you for two things. Number one, to introduce yourself so the guests can know who Hajat Faridah Nambi is, a mother, a wife, and what she does. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear?
Hello?
Oh, Pulida.
So I was talking about self-evaluation.
Hajat Nambi. Hajat Faridah, can you hear? Oh, can you hear me?
Hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, but you can't hear us.
Oh, I was talking about self-evaluation. That is something that I would like to advise everybody.
Can you wait a second?
When you evaluate yourself,
sister,
you always start from a point of truth. A point of truth of knowing that I'll be able to support my community. I'll be able, according to how I evaluate myself, I'll be able to stay true to my religion. I'll be able to really be a mother or a wife. And I know that women, we are very blessed by God to juggle so many roles that have been bestowed upon us. But one thing you must do a SWOT and understand that, am I coming from a place of truth? Am I being truthful to say that I want to be a leader? Once you are that, then you must know that the cardinal responsibilities of a Muslim woman or a woman is to know the relationship between yourself and God, and also the relationship between yourself, and then the other relationship is your relationship with others. And also setting priorities in life and keeping on evaluating yourself and assessing yourself to see how far you're committing to the said priorities. Of course, I'll also talk about being grounded. You must know that, for instance, Nambi, I'm a Muslim first, then I'm a Muganda woman, tribe in Uganda, and then I have decided to serve my people. So those are some of the parameters that I've used personally to help myself. But of course, the cardinal thing is establishing an intimate relationship with your maker, with your God, and he will enable these other things. Plus, of course, things like culture that includes marriage, which is not very easy for many leaders to juggle. God may really help you to be that good mother, to be that good wife. So the three relationships in life: understanding God, yourself, and others; self-evaluation, to sort yourself and know that I'm choosing to be a leader because I really am going to commit to serving the people. And then continuing to set good priorities along the things that are of value to you. And that includes, of course, your community. It is a cardinal role to serve your community, but then also to have an input within your family. You must have your fingerprints around what happens in your home as a mother. So, and I cannot tell you how it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I wouldn't want to make it sound very easy, especially when you have the larger community to attend to. You need to really also have a very understanding spouse. I'm blessed to have a husband with whom we have 5 children, and we have decided to sit down as a family, and I sought out their support right from the beginning. And I'm like, if I'm going to go into this is what has to be in place. So we juggle as parents, me, the mother, and their father, to see that my family, but also I know everything goes back many times to the foundation. I was blessed with good parents that instilled in me the issue of knowing that I'm a Muslim first, I'll be Muslim last. So I know I'm Muslim. There's not every single minute that can be taken away from me. And that has dictated the relationships I form with others. And they've learned to appreciate me. And with humility, I've also learned to tolerate and live in harmony with many, many people that are different from me. Thank you so much. That is my submission.
Thank you, Sister Nambi. Can you hear us now? Sister Faridah, can you hear?
Okay, now.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us? Tukuwulira. Tukuwulira naye totuwulira. Sorry.
Somebody, your contact in Uganda probably needs to give her a call and tell her maybe to increase her volume or something.
Yeah, I think I will message Sheikh Ashraf. That was I think a short.
Very, very short.
Short, brief, and to the point. That's a politician, isn't it?
Yes.
I
was still trying to.
Will turn out not to be true. So at what date, just a summary of Gundi, how her life has been. I don't know if she's still in politics. I didn't get that one, that she didn't introduce herself in a way.
She's in politics because she stood for.
But Nakatula, and she's gone.
I know. she's a good politician. Straight to the point.
She normally talk so much. She is gone.
Kwa ali naita tayogera. Alaika tatuulira. Chetaga omuntu Uganda omukubira. Ayogera naite tumuulira. Chetaga ndozo omuntu Uganda omukubira. Namugamba.
I think she's on. Obalabika ayogera. Kamugezeko ndabe. Seems like I see is she's on.
But I okuba in the next meeting. I think that, you know, over money.
Yeah, interesting.
Very interesting. I raise this a very good point, and it is so concerned. So the fact that a husband when never sako, never kills that this is my destiny, and him being supportive of that, mashallah, and having 5 children. You can imagine busy life. How do you manage that? Nayenga chizamu amanyi nti everything is really possible. So I get the nature into Echogamanti, how her parents say you are a Muslim, you always be a Muslim, and you die a Muslim. I think that's also a good point to put in our children who want to be out there. Well, you know, when our children go out, our generation, it's like they want to please people. There's a way because my circle of people are not doing it. I don't know whether in Uganda it's different from here. Here, it's like they encourage you to have your own values, like to embrace your values, and they really like that. So I think it's much easier and you'll have to you can behave. You're free to behave as one. You're free to hold yourself as a Muslim, which I don't know in Uganda if it's that easy. So if there's anything else, Osama, are you guys having another program? Programs Umma Connected, if you have.
No, this is
Good. We're still within our time. Not
still
yet.
open. So we can have,
The floor, I guess, is open now. We can open the floor.
It's open, yeah.
I know Sister Farida was on a campaign trail, knowing in Katugadoli campaign and a mother and a wife, how you juggle that. Yeah, Ashraf, Sheikh Ashraf, and Pereza's message, she's going to come back. Her submission is already done.
I know. So
Yeah, we can open try to get a little against the Nengaba Sheikh Usama. It is some women back Holland, and then you still have to go home and be the wife and the mother and the cook and the nurse and everything.
And the babysitter to the husband.
Some people cannot do microwave food. Some people do not do maolo.
Yeah, never to women.
I mean, you wear all these hats as a woman. Wanga, you come from the office, and in a Gambi, she's in a Ashraf is saying she's on.
Yeah, she just needs to unmute if she's able to hear us.
You need to unmute yourself.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but we can't see you.
Okay.
If you can't put the camera on, that's okay.
Okay. Am I on now? I think I'm on.
Yes.
Yes. What will I say? What will I say in the space? You're like, okay,
that's my submission.
I made a very brief presentation.
A very brief presentation. Sister Farida Maliriza, and we never got a chance. Teba knew who Sister Farida Nambi is and what she does, and we thought we'd ask you to talk a little bit about who you are.
Oh, okay. I am a mother of 5 children, as I've already said. I've been in my marriage since 2007. I am also, we also own some business besides just the leadership. I started in 2003. I was working for Civil Aviation Authority when I finished university. I stayed there for 7 years. And from there, I went and lived on Kira Road, where I started the Nambi Children Initiatives, which is a local NGO for vulnerable children, especially orphans. After that, I hosted a platform, a media platform, that would bring the attention of all the issues I would find in slum areas in Kampala to the fore and discussing them with policy people. I interacted a lot with the Parliamentary Committee for Children. I interacted a lot with the interfaith women platforms, like the Mothers Union, like the Catholic Women's Guild, like the Child Rights Network, that body that joins us, NGOs for Children. So basically, that's who I am. Currently, I also do serve as the president of the Union of Muslim Women. It's an association for Muslim women and our organizations. And basically, we do dawah during the holy month of Ramadan on UBC, and we also do financial support based on Islamic microfinancing. It's a rural-based project, and we are in Greater Luwero, that is Nakaseke, Luwero, and in Butambala, and then the areas of Piji. That's what I do currently. I'm also a businesswoman. I support my husband in several businesses, like education sector still, where I also chip in and train. But really, what I wanted to tell women who are to juggle all these things, you need a support network, especially from your spouse, especially from your immediate family, to support you if you're to do all this. Because sometimes you feel that your own air is out and you need a push. You need a push. Serving the public sometimes is also not very easy, but if you have a support network, that would help a lot. And if you're grounded in your relationship with God, God is a big enabler in everything. So that's my submission. I think we are open for discussion, and maybe I'll take in some questions.
Sure, thank you, Sister Faridah. Naima, you have your hand up.
Yes, I'm being organized, don't you mind? Sister Nambi, tukusanyukidde nnyo. I'm going to try. I'm not good with Uganda, but I know most people here on our platform do enjoy Uganda, and I'm right to say you know Uganda, do you?
Yes, I do.
Mine is not good.
Nambi, how do you ask that question, Banange?
Okay.
Wow.
Kati, mine is just mbadde njagala kubuuza in terms of you growing up. Wali okimanyi muli even within your career gundi development, within your education, did you ever think of growing up and obviously doing all that mbunti ngenda ku ending up in politics? Did it ever, and at what point did you think, I think I can go and serve my community, I think I will go and campaign? At what point was that? That is one. Ekyokubiri, I can understand nti bw'oba olimu before same positions like yours, nti olina contact with male, isn't it? Nti ojja kuba your team will involve different men, and at one point bajja kuba baagala contact with you. How are you, how in your relationship, how is your husband taking on challenges in case until a male is trying to contact you? You know, we have some men who are really very, or just gorilla like, very, 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 very protective. So how is he that type, or he's sort of understanding akitegeera nti ye position mukyala wange gyalimu gwe mulimu, if obviously Mr. Matovu amukubidde, it's strictly business. Do you have any issues with that in your relationship? So those are the two questions from Niva Bineas.
Okay, thank you, Sister Naima. Very beautiful questions. Now, the first one, you've asked when I got to know that I would serve. I guess I can't tell you that it was a definite, when I was growing up, what I used to do that probably would explain. I used to be very compassionate about vulnerability in people. I used to notice it. Maybe just call it your inner voice. I used not to look away, for instance, to a problem that I would say, especially for children, mothers, I would be very compassionate. That's something that has followed me. I would not ignore injustices. I would just not ignore. And it has grown with me, I think, and also God places you in places, because my first home was on Kira Road. Behind Kira Road is the biggest slum called Kifumbira slums in Kamocha. So basically, I think God placed me there, and you know how a slum is. Then we started getting, of course, I could not ignore, knowing my background or the kind of person that I am. We saw the plight of vulnerable children. We started getting to do research, what would render children in slums vulnerable, like drugs, like young mothers that are prostitutes. You can't believe how far that would tear. I would go and meet prostitutes, you know, and my college friends, people I went with in universities, would form a voluntary group. That was my beginning. And then I ended up is registering a fully fledged NGO. And one thing led to another, but I guess it was my calling. I would say like that because it's something that has followed me. But I cannot say that I've ever dreamed for sure that that is what I'll be doing. No, no. Now about these men, the aggressive men in society, I really try to introduce whomever that would be in touch with me to my husband. And I try to also keep within my limits. I'm pretty predictable. I'm pretty predictable in many ways to my husband. If I'm not at home, I would say I'm here and that's where I would be. I have tried to not discuss, because even if a man approached you, to me, I know that my family is a priority, and that's the end of it. It's a priority, and it is a big principle in my life. So, and I cannot say as a woman you don't get disturbed. Of course you get sometimes, but I wouldn't even entertain it. But also I keep within the limits and try to give them the attention to my family that it deserves. So there is no room to
I think we've lost her. Or is it my network?
I think it's her network.
So who did they?
Pull it up. Pull it up.
He was right next to me. Really, everybody who knows me knows him. So that's how we've always. He's a big priority. So I don't know which other man will stomach that. Yeah, I mean, they just leave you. So that's my sub.
Usama wakazi baveeko.
Ababulide, she's always with her husband, he's beside her, he supports her. Wakapere ba Usama to disturb her.
Akabosera ba Usama babere mujja kwata ensawo. Nze njagala kubuuza, you are on the campaign trail.
Yes.
And what is that like over when in your daily life, juggling your work and at the same time going home to be a mother and being a wife? I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, what is the campaign trail like?
Not Nedda, I said.
Hello?
Can you hear me now? On Pulida?
Yes.
I'm asking.
Yes, in Pulida.
You were on the campaign trail for a couple months.
Yes.
How was it like to juggle being on the campaign trail while being a mother, being a wife, or let me say in your daily life today with all those all the NGOs you work and you do and all the work that you do? And then how do you juggle that? No day car and sit down and do homework with the kids and then or take a no mommy and all that. How do you juggle that? I know which makes a difference, but your touch as a wife, as a mother, and with the responsibilities you have or you have had.
Okay, when I was making my presentation, nabategezeza nti omuntu olina okusettinga priorities. I have a day that is a no-go in my week where I really focus about home and what home has to get for me. Now, for us who are juggling a lot of other things, the biggest support is your spouse. And you talk about it and you even share responsibilities. For instance, who is going to drop the kids at school? and who is going to pick them. And then you create a support system. Could be a driver, could be a relative who can help to support some roles. And that is the biggest sacrifice people who do a lot of things have to make. You can never know each bit or moments. Maybe you're not there. Maybe you arrive late to like a concert in which your child is participating in. Those are trade-offs or sacrifices. But again, there is where you can say that let me commit that every Sunday I will attend to whatever these children have to do. So you go through their bedrooms, you go through their homework. I cannot tell you that, because these things that we do for the community consume a lot of your time, a lot. But it's also a commitment, because they are real things that change the lives of other people. So, so you commit and make a commitment, and it's a commitment between you and your God that I'll do this, I'll serve this. So many people are trusting you. So I've also reached an extent to talk to my elder children about it, and maybe involving them in some of my charities, such that when I tell them that I have a date, for instance, to go and visit this orphanage, sometimes I carry my elder children and I encourage them to save some little things and be part of this work that I do, and then teach them values of compassion, values of giving out what you have to another person. So that is how I have managed. But also, I'll tell you, I have a supportive husband who actually would push me. It's like you've taken long without doing this commitment. What's going on? So he has been a support for me, and I thank God for that, because if I didn't have that and I had the other husband, like Sister Naima was talking about, we would never be together because we would never understand each other. So I think when you find your truth, also I think God can put in place enablers, and that could include the right spouse to understand, to understand all these other things and help you. For instance, on my campaign trail, I had the whole of the 5 constituencies in Kampala: Nakawa, Kawempe, Rubaga, Central, and Makindye. And you would find my husband is in Makindye attending meetings on my behalf, and I'm in Nakawa. You see? So you have to have that support, because the work is large, and you have to sit down and agree with your support network how you're going to actually manage this. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, yes, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Faridah. Anybody have a question? Manage, raise your arm up. When it came, to now, Sister Faridah Nambi. Brother Usama.
The moderator, I'm just happy to have the guests. Of course, when we see people you've studied with and they're out there helping the community, chikuzamu amani. I don't know whether I would regard Faridah as a politician. I would think she's maybe a seasoned one, or seasoned politician. I would regard her more as, given what she said, as more of business and charity. As a moderator, I'm just happy to see that people, I was her classmate, nti society abantu betwenkana oba emyaka betwasoma nabo, they are out there helping the community, and if they go into politics, biidhnillah, tusaba ala nabo, abanguize that journey. Nesi in that question, but I'm pleased to see Muslimah team and the guests were mutulated, but from different angles. Katwondetida share about before with the vast knowledge kati ate nondetera omuntu nga ate yes shekat naye nga ate you balance the both basically oli shay on ali mu business normal life like faba bulijjo kiyinzizaamu amaanyi nga moderator ku Umma Connected. Mbadde nsaba shay zaidi maybe ayina kyatugambayo.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Alhamdulillah. I'm so happy to see Faridah. It's been a long time. Faridah. Alhamdulillah, nsanyuse nnyo Faridah kulabako. Faridah oji wange kawempe. Nsanyuka nnyo nga munno olaba atuuse ku ebigambo ebike bingi. Bataddeeko hasipa we yaweereza yantegeezezza nti Faridah yagenda okubeerako awazi. So happy nga ninze Faridah wange kikyagenda okunsomesa. Alhamdulillah. I'm so happy Faridah. Ebigambo bibadde birungi nnyo ya advice. What my advice to you is you're that kind of person, you never give up, so don't give up on your political career. Maybe you're destined to greater things. So it was just a beginning. Better things are coming. Inshallah, definitely at our age. And Faridah, maybe to get there. Dr. Hussein just a class. Dr. Hussein Sesanga Fudolwali COVID. They were there for 5 days. They had a masters last week. Hussein tumita mpologoma. Dr. Sekamate yakedde tubikira bamuzise kati Allah musasire. Nayenga life is good, alhamdulillah Faridah. We are so happy. Abantu baffe okulabanga buli omu ali bulungi. Ebimuli byaffe bingi we balikwata mu muli mulungi. Okwatidde obusiraamu omumuli omulungi n'oteeka kakaka yaako wadde nga naliseekawo kawempe. Naliseekawo ono tabalimbi ono naliseekawo kuva dda wadde nga naliseekawo naye alhamdulillah
ku bintu bingi tubesiba kubeera seekawa buli omu.
Naliseekawo naye alhamdulillah we balikwata mu muli mulungi Faridah. And when you called upon Muslimah team ngekuyise obanga tukuyise again ku Umma Connected, please amanyanti your home. Umma Connected is yours, your home always. Wobo ina kaddengo katuwa inshallah until you inspire us. We are a charity and you do charity as well. Charities and charities tuyambagana fena kolaganira wamu let's call better things inshallah. So tuyanziza nnyo alhamdulillah. I can't wait to visit you nabe kubaana abo baana baffe inshallah. My husband mugambo no mukoddomi omweko. Back to you Haswa. And Faridah, sorry, wallahi Faridah, I didn't know it's Sarah Yafa. Your brother saying Katondo yatugamba kumukutuga kwa kawempe nabuuza Sarah ali atya nangamba Sarah Yafa. So sorry. I didn't know. Back to you.
Mashallah tuanza seeka wadde otudidde mu gyenvudde katonotono naye we are happy to hear your background with Sister Faridah. Hopefully next time tujja kufuna Sister Faridah at way a bit of a talk that is more lengthy than what she gave us today. Today it was quite brief.
Usama, can you to mugambe nti gwe mukulu? akimanyi nze mukulu temulimba limanga
bakiraba nti nze mukulu wo naye tetulina
takulimba limbanga ono
Asfa ndoza abantu bakimanyi nti ndi mukulu wa Zaidi wadde ayagala abeere mukulu wange naye alhamdulillah
Zaidi nze mukama wangu
katate naawe oleesa obuugi banna
mwenaze mukama wamu Neufa ye mukama Mariam kwali ye mukama waffe ne kuddako Neufa ne kufa basatu wano nze mukama wamu. Sister Faridah, I don't know if she's still on. I think network yevuddeko. Bannange tubeebaza mwenna benna abatuninze in leero. Today's discussion, I think Sister Faridah, Sister Edmundi yevuddeko. We thank you so much for tuning in today. Brother Sheikh Yazid naye abadde mulungi nnyo. Ne Sister Faridah abadde mulungi, although she was very brief, if somebody better with ask all the questions we wanted. Naye alhamdulillah. Tubeebaza for giving us your time. I think the floor is now open until unless and Sheikh Kusama, we know any other business. I think we can open the floor. I naturally contribute.
That's why abantu bayizeemu ekyo olwaleero bw'osinziira ku bya Seeka bye yatuwadde n'ebya Hasfa abantu n'ebya Farida abantu ki kye bayizeemu Sister Naima ki ky'oyizeemu when you compare ebigambo byaba Umusalim bye basomesezza ebigambo bya Asma Seeka byabadde asomesa byonna basahabiya abo ab'amaanyi abakolera obusiraamu amannya gaabwe ne bakwata omumuli ogw'amaanyi n'abaleseeyo abalwana mu ntalo ab'amaanyi benadde mmanyi nti ajja kwogerako naye inshallah maybe sometime kubanga bangi naye when you compare ba sisters abo nammwe olwaleero where are you?
Personally, sorry, what do I get? Sorry.
No, I'm just going
to get a Naima.
Personally, I think it has endorsed has a stamp on the fact that we don't have equator. In terms of okwetya nogamba nti obusiraamu bana ndaba batyanze omukyala omusiraamu omuganda. It's normally Baganda like who have omuganda nkola kino nze ndi mubasajja nze ndi mukola kino. I think it has given us that confidence nti n'abakyala mu biseera bya Nambi went to war, so yes, the struggle, women can be in struggle. I don't know whether it was World War I or World War II. Abakyala mostly in Europe, when the men went to war, they worked on they did works in factories of ammunitions or something like that. I can't remember which war that was. Kiraga nti butuufu women have a very great role mu kuzannya or playing in community and obviously leadership. Nze kyenabadde njagala okubuuza, which I didn't have a chance also, was omanyi edda abaana abawala bye baafunanga embuto. There's a way the society looked down on them. So do we think that culture has changed? Nti abazadde kati are more aware of the fact that omwana just lubuto 9 months nakuzaala naye it doesn't spoil the fact that oyo mwana alina potential. Do we feel that we've moved on, or government we still omwana azaalidde mu lujja fine naye tetusobola kugamba nti like we stop their fees, education, we go on, we support them? So kyenabadde njagala sort of bring in to Rabe if there's anyone who has any statistics or comments or any observations in the fact that I think the community is moving on and recognizing women as a value mutuufu mu community yaffe. That
as a social worker, of course psychology omusomi, yeah. a question would be, what made them great? Great. Lwaki bali bakola ebintu by'amaanyi ennyo. Olwaleero n'obeera nga ate abakyala bw'opima oluuzi naffe abasajja bwe tuli era bonna mbuuza nti lwaki Abubakari, lwaki Umaru yakola ebyo, lwaki temusobola. I will give you the answer. Naye nange njagala ompe answer. Lwaki Ummu Salim, lwaki Asma, lwaki Khadija, lwaki Ummu Salama akola ekintu bwe kityo, lwaki abakyala abazira ne wova ku basahaba nojja eno mu batabia nojja ne wodde eri ku Asia nojja ne mu batabia eno wansi mukyala nga wa Haruna Rashid gwe nabasomesaako olulala. Lwaki is it the background, the humble background sebaina? Benkubuuza Sister Naima as a social worker and as a psychologist. Humble background. Banga, all the greats had humble backgrounds. All the great people. 90, maybe 96%. They had humble backgrounds. Does it mean blessings in Yinji?
I don't think. I don't know about humble backgrounds. It's down to the parenting. Enkuza yaabwe, childhood gundi yaabwe nga bwe baba modeling. And why those women did what they did that we can't do. But now, one thing I have realized, bali abantu bali mu society where it was about belief, it was about taqwa, it was about fearing God, and then everyone doing what? Supporting each other in that campaign. Ochiraba, nenze chendabye now. There's a way they want women to be. Society has put some sort of rules. Women have to be like this, and men have to be like this. And that's what's caused the problem. Ochiraba. Okay, but and then a child grows up with a limitation. Whereas they had no, if they wanted to love God and if they wanted to do things in the way of God, no one was stopping them to do that. That's the feeling. That's my observation. News of where wrong, but that's how I'm seeing it. They didn't have no tewali ali abapimira nti nkati gwe ng'omukyala olina okukoma wano ukikolera lwa Allah, yes, then that's fine. And they had that support from their men, from their society. Ne wano, my God, ani yagambye ogenda okwogera, ani like what you know, tosa gena kwereega mu bintu ng'ebyo, like no sang until you get negativity all the time. That's I think it comes from bringing most of our parents didn't go to school. My mom didn't. I tell you, she's very, very intelligent. When I asked why she didn't go, okay, we chance abana balenzi bagende kusomero. His brother, one of her brothers is a doctor. Nenga she had to give in for the boys to go and they are really, really very intelligent. So I think she was able to learn maths, she's able to speak little English. So I think it's us, society, would put our women really down. And now I sort of understand psychology, the fact that now women want to then rise up. Okay, you cannot really put us down anymore. We want to rise up. Now this is where now we are having problems. Women trying to get equal opportunities. Not equal opportunities obviously is for everyone. If you're having health services, you have to have the same. If you have, those are the equal opportunities. But I'm looking at rights. Omchara baroza nti kobera CEO nonge nino kubera CEO bobo genda okola 9 to 5. I also want to have a job 9 to 5. So I'm thinking women are pushing hard for their voice to be heard. Kwanga society is trying to put them down. That's me. I may be wrong. Nay, that's what I think is happening.
Don't you think it's the same thing that is happening to us as well, men? We are really underperforming compared to our heroes. Of course, we are underperforming. Oh, you can't compare me, even with Idi Amin. You can't compare me with him. Yeah? This is 30, 40 years ago. You can't compare me with Idi Amin. But when you compare my background and Idi Amin's background, Idi Amin's background was humble, and he did great things. Abaze family nga batukolede bakadde baffe anoberanga bikulemye okukola Idi Amin byakola oba bikulemye okukola all the great people abayise Uganda. When you see people like Abubakar Kacha Mamanja, they had humble backgrounds. But to some ffe boya ibo balina degree emu bo balina tebasoma nga ogambe yo mamu teyasoma oba bakadde baffe abantu bonna bali kuno batuwulire mukadde wakwerera to be a better person. Omusajja teyasoma alafu MP7 nakuba musinya ako teyasoma omala teyasomera ko ddala ku MP2 naye nakola nazimba mayumba nagapangisa nagafuna bonna nabawerera abaana 20 ya nosoma nofuna degree nofuna masters ne PhD nogifuna notafuna mikisa oba notafuna na bugagga ne PhD zozoyina zonna wadde obutuuka mu kwota ye n'ebitiibwa byokka byabadde nabyo mu nsi n'emikwano gyabadde nagyo notagifuna. Lwaki? Is it because our background ye tukola obubi nti tusanga kiwedde oba okusoma kuno okusoma kwa kutufuula abasiru tusoma kufuuka abasiru kubanga abasajja bali bagezi. Naye I ask myself these questions. Okusoma kulungi nnyo naye nensoma mbeere slave. Lwaki? Nga kitange gwensinga ebitabo teyabeerako slave wa muntu teyakolerako anyone answerable only to the king and the president. How about me? Ntambudde nsomye naye nembeera nga n'abankozesa tebalina wadde degree ne A-level oluusi nga tebagituukamu naye nga benkolera shift ku shift.
Tumanyi zaidi nti abaana baffe are moving away from.
Don't you think there is something went wrong, really wrong?
Zaidi, Sheikh Zaidi, okimanyi nti abaana baffe bali mu moving away from that gundi okubakozesa. Sorry.
Bali kuba tukibataddemu tugende tukibateekamu abala kubanga nze ya Rabbi saagali addala kunkozesa nakikyawa mbeerawo naye nga tonkozesezza naye lwaki tubeera mu slavery? Tulina mental slavery. Nze okusoma ngamba tusoma physically tuleme kubeera ba slaves but tubeere ba slaves mentally. Education yaffe etujja mu physical slavery netufuula ba mental slaves. Tetuli physical slaves wabula we are mental slaves. My reasons are clear. Kubanga okolera yo master bakuwadde omulimo you work in a bank 9 to 5 oluusi nokola overtime nowangaala emyaka 3 ng'okola ekintu kyekimu. Akolera muntu mulala gaggawala nga slave bwakola ali physical akolera mulala gaggawala. Obwongo bwolabe babusigira awo olina kubalira muntu bitabo olina kukolera muntu 9 to 5 omale ofe olw'okuba olina kalaifu ako akambalako obulungi n'osiba ettaayi n'ovuga ne ku primo n'ovuga n'akamotoka akalungi ali wano n'ovuga akamotoka n'okuba ku masirisi ennungi. Abaffe obwo bwe bugagga oba obugagga buli wano oba obugagga buli mu kubeera nga olina time yo ng'ogikozesa bulungi ne Allah n'omuwa time ennungi naye okubeera ng'oli mentally enslaved nga ne ku mulimu eswala zikuyitako bosi wo omutya that much nga bakadde baffe Musajja ayinanga pick up emba otuyimiza Haji ow'Ebutambala ng'ateekako ng'avuga akola taxi ku pick up ye. Naye ng'esswala bwe musanga atambula ne binika ye. Esswala bwe musangira wonna ayimiriza emmotoka. N'abagamba obola gomanyi kuba emmoloka ye yaliyo endala ejja kujja mu hours nga 3 era. N'ateekako omusaala gwe wali n'afuna wuzu n'asaala nga muli ku mmoloka n'amaana ajja n'avuga ne mugenda. Esswala yagimaze. Ngagamba Katonda wange yasingamu yampa bino. Kakati ffe really lwaki tubeera mentally enslaved bwe tuti eno asfa gwe lwaki osoma okubeera lwaki okugaggawaza omulala lwaki why can't you do something abalala kye bakoze ne bafuuka abantu asfa kibuzo kyange kikino nti gwe okusoma ku luliri kukugasiza ki kubanga ndaba ng'okyali slave.
Sheikh Zaidi ekyo kibuuzo ne luli wakyogedde ekyo kintu ekyo kyakyogera naye oba naakuddamu answer simanyi oba girina right now naye nze education maybe enslaves us oba tetulina that entrepreneurship drive to do something for ourselves. Naye okuddayo ku mulama gwa leero onoosonyiwa njagala nze kubuuza kibuuzo and I'll pose it to the men on the abaliko forum Gweza Osama nti when a woman attains success lwaki afuuka a deterrence eri abasajja okumuapproachinga okumuwasa oba okumuapproachinga in any kind of way. What brings
basajja nga zaidi
basajja ki
webale nnyo abasajja ki mukazi kyayinza okugamba njagala kuwasa olina ki ekyo ekikunemesa
soko olinde leka amaleyo ekibuuzo kye zaidi lindako amaleyo ekibuuzo kye
Zaidi wapa nalialia wengoja kidogo. My question is very clear. When women attain a high level of success, when they're single, they have a hard time of funa husbands because of the success they have attained. I see it so much here in this country. I see it so much here. Ochirabe Uganda, there's that.
The Kankwe mine.
But Rachi abachala beba achieving that attain that success.
Tujitegedde hasfa.
Musomesa abaana ne bataininga nene mtuuka yabala ne batuuka waggulu ate temwagala ba approachinga ne babeeraawo. They need the man.
Lekanze nkuddemu. Women are selfish. They celebrating their success.
How?
I'm happy to celebrate my success with you. Yes, because otandika kati okwagala a man either at your level or higher, not lower. While a man,
is that a crime?
I'll be up there, but I'll approach a lady down there. Nego, you want either somebody at par or better than you, right? And there are a few individuals who will be at your level or above you. So you don't want somebody lower than you so that he can celebrate success with you or muske. So if Usama comes and approaches you, kubanga olieri wagulu, basically obola banti chichengendo kongerako. Na you forget nti nonse mbanku tunu wembandi eno nga goli eno wansi. Nkuleta, then I'll bring you to my. So muli selfish. You don't want us to celebrate your success.
But they don't want to receive that. I use of Bangali willing of Chikola Naye Aja with the inferiority complex.
Sister, to have our inferiority complex, it's because mubeera waggulu nga omanyi n'embeera ekyuka. Kati bano nga watu wadde example ku beginning. Siri ya microwave. Siria mawulu. Omukazi ali eno nga level ye eri waggulu, meaning her lifestyle, either work or business or whatever, means she can't provide all usama byayagala. Tale ya microwave, tale ya mawulu. And because you can't give me that, I can't be with you because it's a circle.
She has reached to that point, she cannot give it to you, is my question.
If she has reached that point and she can't give it to me, then so be it. Then she has to lower.
She cannot. Because you think she cannot give it to you?
No, most of them can't.
They can.
Yes. Now, can you imagine me getting married to that lady, the president of Tanzania, I can't remember, Samiha, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
There's no time for her even to make me a cup of tea.
She has
helpers, house helpers.
Yes, you take her.
Kati nyongeddeko Siria microwave, Siria mawulu, Siria mukozi.
Bikulemye biveeko.
Waliyo mukono omulala. Zaidi nga tonnajja.
Usama, onsuubira. Omukyala ave gy'avudde. Bw'atera mmere ya mukozi. Ssaawa 4 za kiro. N'olyoka agwa mu masepiki n'agenda kukumba mmere.
Kati kubanga ali eyo waggulu adjustinge ajje eno gye tuli abe ng'asobola okudda ewaka 12.
Ogezaako mukakanya? What's going on?
Njagala celebrate.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salaam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister, nze kye nyinza okugamba abaami baagala bakyala baakufuga. Oyo amutunuulira ng'amutya ng'alaba tajja kusobola kumufuga. Ng'era ajja kuba nti akkakkanya ego ye ayagala omukyala ng'ali wansi we bw'asobola okuba ng'asobola okufuga.
Wajira bagamba ego yatujjira.
Ekyo kye kireeta obuzibu. Wamupimapimamu ng'ala tajja kumulabawo ng'aga nti ono sijja kumusobola ng'adduka. Naye ate n'abamu kati bayinza okubaza nno babeŋŋanga. Ayinza okulaba ngo yayinza omuyamba okumalira ebyetaago bye naye n'ayingira nga naye nga y'ekikuuzi tazze ddala nti alowooza ajja kubeera wafumbirigano naye ng'alina byayagala omufunamu. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hajat Sarah, as far I differ. Nze njagala nnyo omukazi. Wallahi waba nsinga. Nga nsinga amagezi nga she's brilliant. Neeyongera okumwagala. Yeah? Kubanga musupportinga nnyo. Manjagala achieving much better things in life. Yeah? Nze sisobola sina inferiority complex at all. Omuntu abanga alina ekirungi supporting to get that. Pushing. You are one of a million. Yeah. So inferiority complex in the Njikoba, Sijibara, what the name Palu and Agama, I just never crash. I get it tofu. There's the inferiority complex. One get telling you. A one get the aspa. Njaku Kanya Usama, Unsongeri Emu. And Tebisa Singa. Never to a marriage one. Newe tubanga twenkana wadde nga nze kusinga naye ng'olina n'ebyo byokola ne wekiba mu ddiini ne aya yennyini y'eddiini yennyini obwongo bwamwe bugiwakanya imaani zammwe ne bigiwakanya mwe mulina kiri kati bw'onoofa nze onandekera ki kati bw'onoofa onandekera ki gyoberedde tofe abamu era abamu bagamba uli ekibuuzo kye mubuuza abamu mubuuza nnyo bwenva omwami wange teeka ino gabana ku bintu byange kyekiri Usama kyaleese temwagala ne Allah kye yatuwa nakyo mwagala mu kitumme
nedda zaidi ani gotudde naye kumpi awo mutereze kamera ayingirewo
ate naye araisinze her hand Neufa oyogera
Neufa amaze njagala kubuuza Neufa amaze njagala kubuuza abakyala bangi who have attained positions up there, very educated women, but they are single.
I'm one of them.
Degree Babatia, bagamba.
Tuli too much.
Lwaki mubatuma batya kyeneebuuza.
Because abasajja tebaagala bamanyi nti tujja bafuga inferiority complex musiiga.
Nifa, why are you too much? Bagamba, you're too much. Why are you too much?
Into my education system is too much. Now, how is my education system got to do with marriage issues and love and all this? Yes, I might be too much, I might be bright, but I'll do my duties as a wife.
Because you are told.
What is that? Because obviously I'm going to earn more. You start assuming. You men assume.
Exactly. Balinga bagamba temwakuzibwa.
Mwatuteekako umbrella oyo yasoma nnyo. Tajja kusoboka.
Thank you. Amoliose novaayo. Yes, Sheikh Ashraf.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hajat has for tawlo lwokumye nzeze kanza asobola odduzikiza.
Tosobola dduzikiza kubanga
kati wulira.
Ono talina muligi eno tagisobola.
Wulira.
Genda maaso.
Nze ndowooza omukyala teyali successful nnyo emyaka egiyise mu okusinziira ku modern world ne interpretation ya success. When she got successful, she did not know what to do with the success. Ulida, she did not know who to become now. Yamanya anti leader, yamanya anti kikati nasiganga tategedde y'omusajja amukolera ki kubanga amagezi agafuga relationship y'omwami ate kugaliga culture which is not modern. Kati the two worlds, there is always that paradox. Obeere asomye oba obeere mukyala muganda.
Mukyala kati a paradox giwenneefa yennyini gw'oyogedde. You think that she does not know?
No, nkyamalayo. Ekyakyo tutalina kwerabira nti ebifo byekula byokka Hajat Hasfa. Bw'otunuulira Uganda, abantu abasula emuyinga bonna tebaatula meeting ku Senge eyo. Engeri gye bagenda bakola ki? Beeteekayo nga totegedde bagenzeyo batya. N'abasula mu ndeebe waffe era naffe gye tuli. Kati okusigala ng'ogenze mu nnyonyo naye ng'ate abaami banoonya mu ndeeba nakyo kireeta obuzibu. So sirowooza nti ekizibu kiri ku basajja kuti agenda ku basajja emmeke lwaki g'obatya. I think nawe alina diguli ennyingi otya bali abazirina abakwenkana kuba toyagala kujjako by'olina. So n'ojja eno ate n'osanga ne Usama naye tayagala kukkiriza. So I think bw'okula genda gy'okola ki gy'olina okulaga. Naye ate bw'osalawo kujja waffe manya nti naffe tulina interpretation eyaffe ku mukyala kyalina okuba regardless of your success. Kati nze opinion yange eri nti tekiri kukuba nti omuntu akuze nnyo afunye success kati bamutya. I think ekyo naye kirimu y'okweraba ng'owakabi ennyo.
Big sis abaganda.
Nze ndowooza buli woofuna ekintu okkiriza nti olina ky'ojja okufiirwa. Kati ekizibu kwagala byonna. Gezaako ogenda ofune byonna by'oyagala okufuna naye manya nti buli kimu kibaako eki price n'abakutegeera ng'osomye ennyo nabo bajja kuba batono. Ogumiikirizaako riziki ezimu zijja mpola. Ebitabo bwe bijja omusajja ayinza
interpretation.
Abasajja abo b'ogamba nabo abenkana education level abali waggulu ab'emuyenga nabo bennyini ng'abasajja tebanoonya ffe abalina the same level. Baggala nabo abantu ababali wansi because men mwagala okufuga.
No, tetwagala bwagazi. Ndowooza abantu ffe kisolo ekisinza okukala obubirirwa ensonga eno olw'omito Allah gye yatuwa. Naye ng'ebisolo birala bikimanyi ebirala afuga ze bimumanyi.
ate ekyo kye bagamba nti abakyala mmwe abasomyeko abalina emirimu ne ku ssente mbu temulina njogera.
Naima naawe olw'olunye.
Ebyo byonna mwebiri.
Mbu tetulina njogera, tetumanyi kwegayirira. Nga luli we twali kankireete kino kubanga was really naye omukyala yayogera ku gundi session ya second sister omu n'agamba nti nga for example waya y'okwanika engoye ng'ekudde nti olina okujja wegayirire omwami you have to soak in so ne butuufu gwe tulaba nti waya egudde nti ate tulina okwanika engoye nzoozezza ate kati I have to put on top of that nina okujja ate negayirire like those are there are certain things Bambi we should really I understand sweet talking na kubabembeleza na muli ba baby tukitegeera naye I think it's true ekintu ekyogamba status bweba eri a bit high butuufu ono omukyala ali wano ayina tactics nyingi zalina okukola
I think there's a misconception. This is what I think. The misconception is knowing because I have attained a certain level of education or success, I cannot still be a woman, I cannot still be submissive, I cannot still do everything. It is a huge misconception.
Those people who are successful, like both, let's say couples that are successful, one of them, there is what's the word, infidelity comes in as well. Yeah, omwami atagenda n'anoonya omukyala n'amweguya.
Okay, but if I'm still successful and I can still you're an educated woman, you work, don't you cook, don't you do things at home as a woman? Don't you do them, Naima?
Butufu, sister Hafsa, question has no answer.
Only man can make a good wife. Your misconception iti kubanga ali successful. Big sister abagambi babatia. Naye mutiako kinti success never mu approaching ashegeze tasobola kubeera wunga mukyala.
Auntie Kati, sister Hafsa, you'll have money. I don't understand men. You'll have money. You'll be beautiful. You have intelligence. Neero musajja will look for someone. Omukazi oli yakyoba kiripo omwagira bezi some pastor agamba mu men are like chicken cook.
Naye mbasabye ekigambo kimu oba Usama kyayogedde nange tenjogedde nti bannange muteeke mu kilaasi asitwale oba mulungi otya n'oba ne degree meka sina inferiority complex kugaana kuwasa na kugaana kusupporting and everything you do.
Zaidi gwoli omu mu bantu mutwalo.
Njagala nnyo omuntu okubeera nga musupporting mu buli kyakola ne wansinga emindu 10. Ya abaffe Khadija yatasinga nabbi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya abaffe abakyala abazira babaddewo abasiraamu betusomako babadde tebasinga babbawo. Lwaki abakyala kati omukyala obuzibu bw'alina oba naturally obuzibu bwe balina Usama kyayogedde tukikkirize tukigaana nti okujjako Allah gw'asaasidde nnyo temwagala fe Allah kyatuteekamu bye tulina byonna byammwe buli kyekola kyonna kya mukyala n'abaana everything I do kikafuwe wammwe buli kyokola kyonna ky'abaana bo
ate bamutusooka
hatta okumanya muli bazibu bwe taata ne maama wo tobalowooza kugabana ku bintu byo by'abaana bo bokka. Usama kyabagamba nti muli selfish nnyo ne mugondera amateeka ga Allah tabaraka wa taala. Omuntu agagondera Allah jabbanguya. Allah yakiraba nti temujja kutuwaako mmwe ne ku Maria mwe nga mufudde.
Naye kati
lindako sisanaima Allah n'agamba nti omukyala nti baawa alina okugabana kino ng'ofudde kyateeka Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ne wataali tuwadde mugabana byenkola byonna bya mukyala n'abaana.
Kakati naye gwe why are women selfish? It is because of you. You are selfish.
Nedda naturally mwe mulowooza sente zo bwe nzikwata ngenda zendamu. Ye misconception kyemulina ekizibu nze lwaki nange sirowooza bwe ntyo. Nze lwaki sirowooza nti byonna byekolere nawe ogenda byendamu.
That's the thing. But for now we all have misconceptions about each other.
Kakati ojja kusangayo abantu abagumu akugamba no. Nze bannange njagala nnyo omuntu nga wallahi ne waba ali better than me nga musapootinzimu ekyo kyakola ki kati lwaki naima nkutyango olina ssente lwaki kiki abaffe ezooyina bwenkwati bwemba bbaawo ng'onsinga mba nkutyako ki nti ekisooka buli mulimu gukolebwa kanifu ate ngezo kuwasa osanze enfumba nefumbira ekikuleese waka abaana b'emulefefe kafu ekikuleese
nane mwangu njagala mugende waggulu munaabe
ekikuleese fenna netufuuka aba partners okola kye buli omu kyasinga munne kyakola and you support one another.
It is how you are brought up, right?
It still goes back to upbringing.
There are people we have found that we are the women. Now we are telling you there are some people who have a problem.
Brother Faizo kyabadde nakyo ndabye ate omukono mutadde waggulu wansi. Sorry. Ne mother of orphans bonna ndaba batadde emikono wansi.
Someone say, singa sirabayo mikono.
I know. Brother Faizo Nsubuga had put his hand up.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Seka zaidi ubusungu nga bungi.
I hate you doing this. Nenda Faisal si busungu. Omuntu wayogera ekintu ky'essiri.
Yabeera passion.
Ngandeze sikiri. Bwe bonyino kuliya. Nakwanga sikiri. Asfa njagala mutegeere. Gwe kyogera asfa. Sikyeni. Wacho gamba success.
You are also painting us. It's not all of us.
No, it's just we don't need rifle too.
No, you're mulien.
And you know, Asha Kamanda. Okay, go back there. I'm noise in background. Sister Asha Kamanda, unmute yourself.
Sheikh Zaidi nzikiriziganya naawe ku point gy'ogamba mu points ezimu z'oyogedde naye nze I'll put it down to the men ourselves. Abasajja, I feel like men nowadays, the ones I've interacted with,
Let me hear anybody talking again.
Confidence here is zero. Confidence here is zero. You know, okwegamba olabira ddala nga yes mulimu misconceptions nyingi wano na wali na biki, but kati Sheikh Zaidi gwe nga sister Nifa wagamba nti you're 1 in a million. Okugamba nti you have that confidence to approach oba okukola ki naye nga the truth is ne society gye tubeeramu nti you can't ignore the society and what it's pushing. All these society gundi bino byonna byola feminism na biki byonna, it has an effect on how people behave. You might not see it immediately. Niyo muntu jakolera biki byonna byakola ogenda okulanga bina effect mu ngeri gyadiringamu n'ebintu okujjako abatono Allah basaasidde n'amanya nti you know what, I put religion first or chi or whatever, but these things will eventually creep into someone's life. Gwe kenyini bwe weetunuulira ngeri bw'wava Uganda, are you still the same person nga bwe wavaayo, or there is certain values and certain cultures that you've picked up here and there? There's certain things seka bwogenda okutunulira wano ku UK.
Allah kyatugamba tutambule.
Aha.
Babe.
Zaidi. Okimanyi nti wano ku UK.
Aya Allah. Inna Allah ya'muru bil 'adli wal ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي toyina goyinza kuyisa bubi in life Allah justice tokulembeza in life katwaki nze bengena mu partnership n'omukyala talina kuba slave wange nze n'ekigambo kufuga sikyagalira ddala mu kuyita mu kamwa kange nfuga ki muddu gwe nfuga
Sheikh Zaid, that is the perfect world you're talking about.
Lwaki mba nkufuga
Sheikh Zaid,
you are a mother, I'm a father, you are a wife, I'm a husband. So kyensobola okukola nkikola to the best of my ability. Nawe kyosobola okukola kikola to the best of my ability. Allah beyatusiŋŋanyaamu. Yeah? الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض. Kwebyo Allah beyasiŋŋanyaamu mu bombi buli omu kyasinga munne. Tubalansinge. Wadde ng'omusajja tulina kumaanya agabasinga ne tubeera nga ffe tuli ba maintainers bammwe tubayiirawo omubiri okusinga mu miizo tuyirawo olw'okuba tulina ka extra ke tusobola okukola ki Allah keyatuwaamu naye nga twenkani Allah yagamba bima faddala Allahu ba'dahum ala ba'd kwebyo Allah bye yabasiŋŋanyaamu nifa alina kyansinga nange alina kyemusinga I have to depend on her, she has to depend on me.
Eyo yoyogerako. That is the perfect world.
Yeah. Neusama ine ekigambo kyayogeddeawo nze kyesiisa mu kamwa nti bwe nkuwasa toyira nakunkolera kyayi nze tibankolera kyayi nze okunkulwaki sikulya sina mikono. There are certain things.
Sheikh Zaid. Towebalirako.
Who am I?
Sheikh Zaid. Bobera ng'oli mu public towebalirako gwe nga gwe. That is a perfect world you're talking about. But when you come back to reality, what is happening in reality it is not what you're saying. Actually, reality is the opposite. Of which they get abasajja, they have lost their confidence. Why? Because of society pushing. People are absolutely scared. When you speak to some of them, ogamba omukyala bamugambako omukyala bakola ki naye okugamba ku muntu tekitegeeza nti you're being rude. It's just being
okay. Forgive me for interrupting you. I would like to turn the tables now. Orina Mwala or Mariam.
Yeah.
Mariam is going to get an education. She wants to be a surgeon. Tomorrow, again, you're going to help her in her journey to be a surgeon. 25, 28, she's attained her level of education. She wants to be a surgeon. Now, yeah, as a woman who has attained that success, are failing of Puna or Mwami who can approach her. You as a father you have done your part, or as parents, mukoze your part to raise this child. Are you grounded, humble, hardworking, but she has attained something in life, a title of a surgeon, over a doctor. You have groomed her to be a good person, but she has attained this piece of paper and a position, now attaining a success. Now, yeah, because of that success, she becomes unapproachable. She's labeled as omukazi atajja kubeera submissive. She's labeled at omukazi. Okay, I'm coming. Give me a minute. She's labeled ng'omukazi atasobola kubeera submissive. Ajja kugamba nti simanyi omukazi bw'atuuke naye nga byonna tabirina. Naye ng'omukuzizza bulungi naye abasajja ne balema ne lebeeyo yokka yokka.
Sister Hafsa, do you know why? You've raised this girl, you've brought her up to be what she is. Have you realized in Muslim families you'll find people concentrate on the girls more and they forget?
I'm not
but the thing is, it's how if you bring up someone who is confident, or watch the gira. As a father, you play your role in a family. Okubera nti ola Sheikh Zaid kyagambye nti ye mu makanti mwali bw'otuukawo wa Sheikh Zaid otegera nti Sheikh Zaid waali What do you think that Sheikh Zaid's son is speaking as an example? That confidence. Today, it is what is lacking. Whether we agree to no or to chikizo or to chigana, that is the honest truth. Abantu baluzing that self gundi yoti, I don't know. Nyizo kwanga ndi muchamu gundi, but in my own analysis, in my little world, ndabira dalanga oriatia nengo omuntu gocha chitonde ngabwe just because of a piece of paper. And then to be honest, I don't think it needs to okubedanga basensitizing abasajja ne obane Sheikh Zaidi abaina confidence eyo ne batuuza abantu ne babulirirako. That is my opinion.
Chenagambe wali education system yaffe tufuula ba slaves. Tulemeddwa we are physically tuli ba slaves ye tujjayo eyo ne tufuula mentally enslaved. Yeah. Kakati obwongo bwaffe bweyongera kufa paka kiyama wenatuuka tuberenga tuli bisirusiru. Yeah. Nze njagala kweyisanga Nabi Muhammad sallam. Naye buli myaka gyeyongera okugenda sunna za Nabi zigenda zisibuuka, zigenda ziggwaawo, abantu ne baleeta empisa esuna ya Nabi esooka. Yesuna ya Nabi esooka. Naye ate si gye tukulembeza birala nnyo ku sunna za Nabi. Kati sunna ya Nabi gye nkulembeza buli wamu wendaga. Inna Allaha ya'muru bil adl, Allah alagira justice. Wal ihsan n'okweyisa obulungi. Wa ita'i dhil qurba n'okuwa abantu bange buli kyennyina share it with them. Wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar n'agaana ebyobuwemu. Wal baghi n'agaana ne oppression, any form of. Bw'okolera ku ebintu bitaano, you're going to be the best person in life. Mu makaago, everywhere you go, ebintu bitaano bw'obigoberera, you'll be the best person. Kubanga al baghi okunyigiriza, sirabirako ddala lwaki ntudde wano n'omukyala ali wali nyiige ntankoledde kyayi. Sina mikono. Abangeze abankola batya sina mikono.
Sheikh Zaidi.
Abange yatakoye.
Sheikh Zaidi. The thing is ekikino inochi understanding ira ku bintu bibiri. Nti each couple is different on how they do things. Ochitegera. Each one of them is different on how they do things. Gwe chola bange ekitono ewo omuntu omulala atenga ye ina kyajja okula akagambe ne Sheikh Zaidi nawo olimba. Ekyo nakyo n'okisaba omukazi akikolerere. Naye nga tena olaba kyo. But they said, I feel it's more of abantu
upbringing.
Yeah, you abantu okwetegeera mu.
Sheikh Faisal.
Naam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Naam, banai musikirize nange mpisewo kano. Sheikh Faisal nyinza obutakkiriziganya naawe ku nsonga z'oyogerako zensanzeewo. Ebintu byeyogerako ebya families abantu gye beeyisamu n'engeri gye bakwatamu ebintu byabwe depends gye nakulira n'omukyala gwe nina gye yakulira, enkuza gye bankuzaamu naye gye bamukuzaamu. Abasajja b'olwaleero ekizibu kyaffe kye tulina nti in most cases twagala nnyo ekizibu kyaffe mu bulungi kwegamba it's a blessing in disguise. Obeera n'omukyalawo ewaka n'omulaba nga akooye asiibye akutuka n'emirimu gy'omunju n'abaana n'ogamba kamuyambeko kannaaze abaana akole ekyeggulo, oba leero nze nsiibyewo waka kankole ekyeggulo akwasaganye ekirala, oba nnyumba nkyafu kangirongoose agolole engoye. Kwegamba ne muba nti ebintu mubikwasaganya hand in hand. Ekyo bw'ova ewaka ewaffe gye twava e Uganda oba mu Africa, omuntu yenna yakuzibwa obulungi n'omubi akimanya nti oyo omwami wange annyambyeko era ajja kusigala ng'akuwa ekitiibwa, nga naawe omwami obikola mu kwagala nga tobiraba mu buzibu bwonna. Naye abakyala kasita basomoka ne batuuka mu mawanga gano ge tuwangaaliramu, ali e London, ali mu America, kasita aba nga yava mu Africa ne tujjako mu nsi zino, olugero lukyuka. Bw'atuuka wano omukyala dokita e Uganda asigala awuliriza bbaawe owa taxi ng'amuwa ekitiibwa ng'amugondera, nga n'omwami awuliriza mukyala we era ng'amurespectinga. Okuggyako omwami
ennaku zino
lindako nzijja nsumula ate osuna. Okuggyako omwami nga wa mize mibi gye gitya, mulimu abasajja nga waboggo naturally oba ali Bulaaya oba ali Uganda. Mulimu abasajja nga yawoza nze ndi musajja nsajja lata tebamugambako ne bwasobya ne bwaba mutuufu ye tayogerwako olw'okuba musajja. Mulimu abasajja nga bakubi oba okoze eki oba ki ye tegumusinga gusinga gwe mukyala. Abo gye bali ab'empisa ezo. Nene mberamu n'abasajja nga Seeka Zaidi example gyakuwadde nti maama Munira asiibye afumba agolodde ate era nkolere ne kyayi nga nze ntudde wali nzinze emikono ekyo nkyekolera. Kitegeeza basobola okuyambagana abo nabo gye bali. But the problem today is especially here in diaspora kiriza oba Ghana abakazi b'omu diaspora mwafuuka ekizibu temwagala bagambako ate ffe bwe tubayambako mu nnyumba zaffe gye tuwangaalira ng'era obusiraamu bwe busomesa nti muyambagane nammwe tukole emirimu wamu mukyala tomumenya tomulekera buli kimu naye wanate they take advantage of that. Nze nina ensonga ze twabaddemu recently ng'abantu bali mu kudivorce nga naye lwaki ng'omukazi ensonga zaawa bawange yannyambangako oluusi n'afumba kumera oluusi n'akola kacaayi oluusi n'agolola engoye oluusi n'akola housework kati takyabikola kati yakiteekinga as an advantage nti lwatabikoze teri nsonga z'amaka togikwatako. Eyo neefuuka abuse. Nze ntwala abaana ku ssomero, nze nsasula tuition, nze nsasula rent, nze nkola buli kimu, osiiba wali ku kasimuko ku internet oba ku Zoom. Eriyo kati abavumaganya ne Zoom zino. Omwami naddeka n'agamba nze omukyala mu nju talina kyakola asiiba ku Zoom. N'okola buli kimu lw'otabikoze omwami tanfaako yansuulawo. So they took advantage of that.
Olate nakugambye kyekiri nti society plays a big role in how these things work. Be it on the man's side or on the woman's side. On both sides, society are playing a role. Abantu are picking up habits. Okujjako nga Sheikh Zaidi wagambye abo Allah basasidde abatono.
Yes.
Omukitegeera. Naye omuntu bajja abaana nga babakuza bulungi Sheikh Jumba. Nga nawe omwana omumanyi olina bw'omanyi nga wallahi wamulabako e Kampala nga tosobola kukkiriza mpisa zaalina mu kati mu America oba mu UK.
Seeka Jumba kanyingire mu katono. Seeka Jumba mbadde njagala kukolektinga mu katono nti omukazi w'e Kampala si wa wano bakyukira ddala.
Anti Seeka Zaidi kasitaalinnya n'ava mu Africa n'ajja wano.
Labayo. Seeka Jumba labayo. Obeera e Kampala. Omukyala n'omuterako abakozi aba
babiri